Okay, I'm saying it's saying
Oh,
dropped frames. It's at a very low KBS. Oh God,
yeah.
yeah.
It says we're live.
It says we're live now.
Oh goodness,
Yep,
it's
now it does.
loading. It's loading our
It's
pictures.
loading. It's
Okay.
loading.
Oh no, the pictures I didn't even. Okay, so now it's for sure
Well,
working.
like our videos.
Okay,
Yeah.
well no,
There we go. Now
I
it's
actually
now it's
disabled them.
saying
I disabled them purposefully.
now it's saying okay. Now it's saying we're live.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Now let me turn the videos back on. There we go. All right, wonderful.
Give it a second.
It's working.
It's working.
It is
Give it
working.
a second. I
Yay!
want to make sure it's. You sure?
Yeah, I see it. I hear it. I hear us. I turn the videos back on.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
he's
It'll
see.
have
it
it
All
on
loading
right.
in a
his end.
second.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Don't yell at me!
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and start
There
off
we
this
go.
live
Yeah.
stream.
Border
Alrighty.
crisis is a national crisis. In effect,
The
What are you
hell?
watching?
Sorry.
Bud, what are you watching?
Our live. There we go. Yeah.
This man
Our
was.
live. All right.
The
Okay.
Our
freaking
live's good.
ad
It was
started
my
kicking
own. It
in.
was my own ad. All right. It was my own ad.
Mm-hmm.
As a movie, it sucks. As fan shit, it was
Nah,
cool.
you're tripping, bro.
Felt
This
like I
was
was
not a bad
watching a
movie.
Family Guy episode. Yeah,
Wait,
this was a
what?
really fun movie.
There's a comment.
Look at the comments.
Oh,
It was.
okay.
I enjoyed it. I don't know which Deadpool is my favorite yet. I
Mhm.
still really like 2, but there was a lot of fan service in
Yes,
this one.
there was a lot
Lot
of
of
fan
Yeah, there
service,
was.
but I don't think that this was a movie that was void of plots. Like I watched clips of this movie
Yeah.
as well afterwards from like a cam recording that someone had online, and just so I can make sure I had my thoughts
That's how you
gathered.
watched it? That's how you watched it?
No, it was after I saw it in theaters. You think I'm gonna watch this on cam recording? Nah, bro. I got standards. Okay.
He's a businessman with standards.
All right. You know what? Let me go ahead and make an official start to this podcast.
Do it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Plastic Power Podcast. This is Deadpool alongside Smartpool and Nerdpool, and today we're going to be talking about the new Deadpool and
I don't know which one's which.
Who's smart and who's Nerdpool?
Okay, the one with the hat is Smartpool, and then you're Nerdpool because of all the figures in the back.
Okay.
How about this? He's Darepool because Daredevil and Deadpool, and I'm Champpool.
And you're Starpool.
And he's
Okay,
Starpool.
Okay, I'm Starpool.
Twinkles
this
and
is
sparkles.
Deadpool, and okay, Champpool. There we go. Fine. We'll
And-
go.
Wow, he
and
already
then-
forgot. You
and
already
And
messed
then
it up. Just forget it.
Geekpool will be joining us shortly.
Potentially, Geekpool 101 will show up. If he does, we will definitely change the stream and
Please, no spoilers. No. We're gonna be talking spoilers at
I'm
some
sorry,
point,
bro.
Kuso.
Kuso, you
Yeah.
gotta bounce, bro.
At
We're
first-
gonna talk about the spoilers.
Yeah.
We're gonna
at
spoil
first-
the hell out of it.
We won't at first. Then when we talk spoilers, we'll say it.
Okay. You know what? How
So
about
you
how about
will
this? How about
have a
this? Just for all
warning.
the people that are hopping in, because I think it's good we make an audience. We'll have this part of the live stream just be a non-spoiler review, and then eventually later we'll start talking about spoilers. We just gotta make sure when Geekpool hops into this VC that we make sure we let him know so that he doesn't spoil any of the people in there. Okay, so
Unless he doesn't show up until we get to the spoilers.
that depends. That'll very much depend. By the way, I don't know if I'll be able to read the chat in the corners. Let me take this mask off. Okay, it's getting hot.
Take it off. We're doing it for the intro. Imagine he did it for the whole live.
Oh my god!
If I had it for the
one
whole
thing I
live,
did
would
really
be,
like.
I'd be turning into a baked potato underneath this jacket.
One thing I did really like that's not spoilers is I really liked the portrayal of Wolverine in it. He is probably one of my favorite versions of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's not really spoilery.
No, it is not. If anything, I actually think that Wolverine not being the lead character actually helps him be more like Wolverine. A lot of times in the other movies that
Mm,
where he takes the lead, it makes us if he kind of they have to put the badass persona of him to the side so that you can kind of see the character who he is and such. But I don't think that Wolverine works as
yeah,
being the
yeah,
main character of the story because here this just felt like pure Wolverine, like the way that we've always known him and seen him. It just kind of went to show that him being the central character kind of took him away from the persona of Wolverine that we've been used to. I think from other forms
yeah.
of media. So this was actually a really
Plus, this
refreshing
is now
piece.
him. Yeah, and it's him finally in the MCU. All the other Wolverines we saw before was 20th Century Fox's version. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And we all good.
they did a good job. So the this isn't a spoiler, but I will say an aspect of this movie. They literally straight up say that Deadpool from the very beginning asked the question, "So how are we going to make this movie without destroying the legacy of Wolverine?" We're not. So then he's just digging out the okay, so then okay, I'm not going to say everything that happens after that, but it's like they knew what they were doing, and it was under the guise of them going after and shitting on 20th Century Fox. They was actually
Yeah,
a genuine it was a it was a genuine form of love, I think, towards the
mm,
entire the franchise, all the movies that they brought. This was really a gigantic love letter, I think, towards the generation of movies that 20th Century Fox brought to us.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, especially towards the end, they're showing, like, all the making of
the
all
behind the
the,
scenes of all the
yeah,
Fox
yeah,
movies.
all
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep, yep,
like you see the
yeah,
interviews and
because
yeah,
such
we're
of
like
them in the
Daredevil,
credits.
Elektra, yeah,
yeah,
Absolutely.
it it's basically the end of like the Fox legacy. It's like these guys, the Fox superhero films have been hell the first. I think the one of the first
2000.
Fox, yeah, 2000s,
That's
like
when the
right up
first
there with
X-Men came out.
Blade and X-Men. Yeah, they like
Yep,
kind of started off the whole Marvel like movie trend, and then you had Spider-Man, and then Fantastic
yep.
Four, Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Hulk.
Mhm.
Most of that,
Uh-uh.
most of the movies were crap, but it's still there's a lot of history, and this like it brings me back as a kid watching these movies.
Especially that stupid playground scene in Daredevil.
Yeah, yeah, which
I
yeah,
hated
that's
that. That was so dumb.
there was a lot of that was during the time where superhero movies were afraid to be superheroes, like with the full on bright color costumes, the whole they focus on being realistic, grounded, but as time went on, we've kind of shift away from that, and started embracing the idea of like, hey, these are superheroes. We want to see them get into crazy scenarios, and wear the yellow spandex, and and just we've come a long way. And
Hmm.
even though most of those movies weren't good, I still respect the actors and filmmakers for trying to make a good story out of those, except for the ones that the studio got involved in: X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Mm.
um
X-Men 3 Last Stand.
X-Men 3 Last Stand.
But you know what?
But
That was both a blessing and a curse because ultimately, I think
yeah,
it basically made it to where Ryan Reynolds is being Deadpool was secured when they went and made him again in the MCU, and I really, well, not in the MCU, but in like in a later in like his own solo movie, because Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is like perfect casting. You can't change it. It's just like how J.K. Simmons is to J. Jonah Jameson. They're like
Yeah.
mhm.
you can't
Or
get
even like
anyone
Hugh
better.
Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's
Yeah.
Wolverine. Yeah,
I
there we
mean,
go. Well, honestly, like from oh wait, well, okay, I can't say. I was gonna get into spoilers for like another Wolverine we
yeah, I
saw.
know what you're gonna
There was
say.
another actor.
We'll get
There
to
will
it
say this is
shortly.
like when we saw alternate versions.
They can find a better actor to play him,
Yeah, there's other people that can
but
play
he is
him, but
very
it's
good
like
as
but
Wolverine.
like we're
Yeah.
so used to Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine that it's just like it would be very difficult, I think, for people to accept another actor playing that role. Just like with Tony Stark being played by Robert Downey Jr. Like you're not gonna.
And
Yeah.
now he's playing Doctor Doom.
Yes, he is, but
Yeah, not supposedly he
it's
is.
not. No, he is 100%.
He is playing him, damn it.
But we don't know right now if this is like another alternate version of Tony Stark, or if this is like Victor Von Doom, like that's his actual name and such in this storyline. I'm not 100%.
Either way, it's not a good casting in my opinion. But we're not here to talk about that. But anyway, like you were saying, he's like, I fully agree. Like how Hugh Jackman, playing as Wolverine, he's played this character for over 20 years, and he's the best there is at what he does,
Absolutely.
So
What he does isn't very nice.
and I don't know if we will see him in any more Wolverine movies. Probably not, even though.
Oh no,
there's a
we
funny-
will.
They
it-
definitely
will.
they did seem to
Maybe.
tease it, like, especially at
Remember
the
the
end.
joke he kept.
Yeah,
Remember
they
the joke Deadpool kept saying to him.
Yeah,
Till you're 90.
yeah, but it is, I don't. A lot of people have been saying like, "Oh, this film ruins the ending of Logan," and I don't think
doesn't.
it does. Not at all.
Yeah,
It
he's a
doesn't
different
undo
Wolverine.
anything. Yeah, it's
As they even say in the
different
trailers.
Wolverine, and
The worst one.
and not getting to spoilers, guys, don't say anything. But
Mhm.
with the intro, with what Deadpool does, well, that's really shocking, and
Mhm.
it's like, whoa,
Mhm.
what the hell? It's Deadpool. What do you expect?
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
the first
that's
one was funny.
and
yeah,
it doesn't.
so-
We'll get to it
Yeah,
soon
so
enough.
just letting you know, the story that we had, like when it came to the original Wolverine, it's still viable. If anything, they made it to where this story was actually integral to the plot of this movie. And I can talk about this a little bit. So essentially, they introduced a new thing when it came to the alternate different timelines within the MCU, is that there's an anchor being in every one of the timelines. Whichever one of the anchor beings specifically dies, the rest of the timeline slowly dies with it. So this movie is going off of the back pedal of the story with Wolverine and Logan, because, well, at this point you should know the spoilers. Like you should have seen the Logan movie, because he died. The Fox
That
universe
came
was
out
slowly
over 5 years ago.
because Logan died. The Fox universe timeline was slowly dissipating out. It was bit by bit, and so as a result of that, what was going on was Deadpool's universe was also going, or his timeline was also going to eventually disappear, and so it
Are we
was.
getting into spoiler territory?
This isn't
I don't know
spoiler
if,
territory.
a lot
I
of
don't
people
think.
know.
I don't.
No,
I,
he's not trying
Is
to
it?
spoil it.
no,
He's
this
just
is,
giving like the main, like the plot kind
yeah,
of.
this is just the main plot
In a way.
of the movie. If anything, like if people do not want to be like knowing anything, absolutely anything about the movie, you shouldn't be on here. But this is like a basic plot line for what the movie is about, which if people don't even want to know this, they shouldn't be on this podcast. But this isn't spoiler. I don't consider this spoiler territory. This is just the basic reason, like
not
case
yet.
for the plot. So this is what leads into a case where we saw in the trailers, the TVA, they go after Deadpool because they're saying, hey, you know what? We actually want to bring you into the MCU. And then Deadpool's like, all right, suck it, Fox. He just breaks the camera. And so, but then that's where Deadpool, he goes on to this, he steals the TVA device and then goes on to this, this journey trying to find all of the other Wolverines that could be the new
He's
anchor
trying to
being.
find a Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Can save
replace
his
his
world.
Wolverine.
And
Yeah.
this is where
So
the
the world
movie,
won't die. He won't lose all his friends.
yeah, and this is where the movie takes it into a comedic direction, in which we see these alternate versions of Wolverine that end up not that they're all played by Hugh Jack, well, except for one, that are all played by Hugh Jackman.
At this point, I'm just going to say it for the sake of it. Spoilers,
Yes.
because I know you guys are trying to dodge spoilers. So spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled this movie, get your ass in the damn theater, go buy a movie ticket, and go see the damn movie.
Yeah, spoilers.
All right.
Spoilers might start popping up. So
Okay, so all right, let's get in. I don't want to talk about it. Let's get into all the different variations of Wolverine here. So first,
the first one,
with the first one,
high accurate Wolverine.
that is hilarious. And bro,
Dude,
the people
so
on Twitter,
short.
the people on Twitter, the people on Twitter are a special breed of human beings because immediately the moment that they show us a height accurate Wolverine, they're thinking that the movie's making fun of short people.
That's just how
Or
tall
making fun of
Wolverine
that the
is.
movie's making fun of midgets. Cancel Marvel. Get them out. Pull out the pitchforks. Pull out the torches. Cancel Marvel. They're making fun of short people. This is unacceptable.
Even Deadpool said, "Oh, comic height accurate Wolverine." When he
Here's the
hopped
thing,
up
like
the stool, I was like, "What
here's
the hell?"
here's the thing. So I'm gonna go off a little bit of a tangent. So
What?
I've noticed like some people been saying, "Oh, you should not watch this movie because Deadpool makes fun of everyone, and that's the point of Deadpool." I saw a video where these
Yeah,
two
it's
girls
like
are like,
telling
"Hey,
Eminem
don't
not
go
to
see
rap
this
and make fun
movie
of
because
people.
this movie makes fun of Jesus Christ because Deadpool has a line in there where he says, 'I'm basically Marvel Jesus,' and I'm just
Yeah.
like." And there's a shot where Wolverine is replicating a famous comic book cover.
Wolverine?
Yeah, Wolverine, where he's like, kind of tied up and he
Yeah.
kind of looks like he's on a cross. And people are like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this movie! I can't believe Marvel released this. Just so anti-Christian." Okay, people, you need to stop bringing your politics into the movie because it's Deadpool. One, he makes fun of everyone. It's comedy.
Yeah.
Two, there's nothing hating Christians about it.
No,
I
but
mean,
there is,
that's
but there is
referencing it.
religious themes all throughout this movie. Like for example, on the back of the Honda car, you see like a poster that says "All religions unite,"
Coexist.
and it shows the symbols for all these different religions that they should all get along and such. Which I mean,
True, but that can be taken as both a positive and a funny message
yeah,
because
Mhm.
Wolverine and Logan were basically hate fighting in the car. That was kind
I
of
mean,
funny.
yeah.
what do you expect with the first two Deadpool movies? Come on.
Did they bring religion
That and I
into
Like,
think
any of the
I
other
don't know if
Deadpool
people
movies?
I
probably,
don't know,
but
but he kept
it's
I
doing
don't
the
like
recall
Marvel
them.
Jesus thing, and he was saying things a lot worse, to tell you the truth. He was really saying some raunchy shit.
yeah. So it's like
So,
if you can't,
people sh
it's like if you can't
yeah.
handle that kind of humor, just don't go. I mean, one, it's Deadpool, and I, I've
GTFO.
I've I've heard parents say, "I can't believe I took my kid to this." I'm like, "Did you not
It's a
love the
rated
Why
movie?"
R
would you take your
movie.
kid to
What are you thinking?
Yeah, like, come on. People are I swear, human beings have become so
Soft.
no common sense. Yeah, they just don't have common
That's
sense
true. Yeah.
anymore. People are just I'm sorry, people are just
Yeah,
stupid now
I
these
can
days. They
understand.
really
Like, I
are.
can respect you if you're soft, but if you're soft and ignorant, then we have a problem. We just
Yeah,
do.
and you're going to watch Deadpool and you bring a child to see it? Come on. Like, how dumb are you?
It's like, "Oh, it's a Marvel movie, so that it means it must be kid friendly." Did you not see that
Yeah,
there's a rating system? We have a
like
movie
what was it,
rating
an
system for a
8-year-old?
reason. It's rated
Yeah,
R.
that's what the rating system's for, idiot. Sorry, I like
Strong
yelling at
adult
parents because
content,
there's a lot of stupid
sexual.
parents out there, not all of them, but there are some really bad parents out there, and then they
Yeah.
try to blame other things,
Bro,
like the whole
you
YouTube
should have.
thing,
Okay, here's my
where it
thing.
has to say, "No, not for kids,
Hold
for
on,
kids,"
hold on, hold
because
on,
you
hold on,
let
hold on, hold
your
on. Here's my
children
this. No, this actually brings me into another point. This is the third Deadpool movie. Have they not seen the other two movies before this? And
they
you're
probably have,
I
but they're
heard
like,
I
"Oh,
saw
it's
I
okay."
saw one video where it goes like, "Oh, this is not my Deadpool."
no,
Hey,
I would
yo, what
actually
do you mean
argue.
by
No,
that?
no, I would actually argue that the first Deadpool movie was more like edgy and
Yeah,
it had a bigger it had a larger R rating than this one. This one was still
I
R
mean, we
rated.
saw his penis, so
and
that
then
was a
even
thing.
the
Yeah.
second one, that kid was underage too, and they're both cursing and shit, like,
Yeah.
people just don't have common sense and they're stupid, that's what it boils down to, and I did see the video of that, like, religious couple, which I think is kinda what Champ was referring to, that they made a video saying, "This movie's the devil," or whatever. It's Deadpool. It's
Mhm.
like going to see Dave Chappelle and not expect to be offended by his, uh comedy or listening to an Eminem album and not be offended by what he's saying. Like, people are so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? It's Deadpool.
I'm just smiling because I started a rant session in the middle of this review.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm just smiling because I
No,
said I started some shit.
No, but I mean, I'm
it's
not. Here's the
so
thing.
true,
It's not
though.
even about. It's not even about whether they're right or they're wrong. Whether this. It's like it's Deadpool. You should know this. You should
Yeah,
know that this is
you should
part of the
know better
character
as
at
a
this
human
point.
being. That's what
Yes.
I'm saying. People do not have common sense anymore. Find it. Find your common sense, people. Jesus Christmas. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Let's get into the other. Okay. Yeah,
so
you're
back
right.
to the
We're off
movie.
on a tangent. Let's get into the
Oh
other
yeah.
versions of
So
Wolverine that
yeah,
we saw.
we saw the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine that
Yeah.
beat
Back
the
to
crap.
spoilers.
Like all these Wolverines just beat the crap. They all they all just beat the crap out of Deadpool. The biggest spoiler though, you see like a huge Wolverine working on his bike, and then Deadpool's like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the Wolverine I need." And then when he turns around, he's like, "You remind me of Henry. Holy shit, Cavill!" Plus
It's the
Henry Cavill.
cavalry.
That's Wolverine. Yeah, the Cavalry. And then
And
what do
it
you say to him? You should get out of here. And he goes, "Fing, fing," and then punches him
He
with
does
his
that Mission
claws.
Impossible arm reload.
Yeah, he did. He did the arm
Superman
pumping.
punches him. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
it's
It's a Superman Wolverine combination punch. But it was really cool seeing someone else as Wolverine, and Henry Cavill can pull it off,
I don't know
but
if he can
he's
pull it
probably too
off,
tall.
but I will say it was funny as to because this is a joke that could go over people's heads because there were always
Yeah.
like rumors of like, hey, I want Henry Cavill to be Wolverine, that fan casting
There
thing
was
that they've always been
always
doing.
the Daniel Radcliffe thing too, since he's shorter. He's like our
Yeah.
height, so that would make more sense as Wolverine as well. I thought Patch was going to be the Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine, but we don't see a Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine. The only other actor we see as Wolverine is Henry Cavill, but it was cool seeing that.
Mhm. Yeah, and that was, and then we
Yeah.
saw. Oh yeah, we also saw a little bit of like the Wolverine facing off against Hulk, which that got a pop in the movie theater. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Just like in the comic cover where you see the reflection of Hulk's face and his
Mhm.
claws,
mhm.
you see it on Hugh Jackman's Wolverine's claws, and then Hulk comes right up behind Deadpool. He just smocks him.
And like,
I
all right, I'm
marvel
going somewhere
Jesus,
else now.
you dull creature, and I will not be bullet.
And keep in mind, this is all just like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Like they already like
Yeah.
they swing you right into the fun and action of this from the very get go. I had such a huge
Oh,
smile,
they
bro.
swing you into this film
Yeah.
like Deadpool swinging Logan's corpse
Let's get
and
into.
killing those
I actually
TVA
want
guys.
to talk
That's
about
right.
the opening to this film was one of the best openings I have ever seen to a movie in the MCU. It's Deadpool like beating up members of the TVA. I don't care about
Bye,
okay.
bye, 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 NSYNC.
Yeah. And then
And if you
he's
ever
singing bye bye
notice,
bye and he's
real,
dancing and they got like all the credits and the names all over the characters like carved in their bones and
real,
stuff.
real quickly, if you noticed in X-Men 2, The Last Stand, where they leave the mansion where Wolverine's driving Cyclops' car, and he has Pyro, Iceman, and Rogue with him,
Mhm.
he's like, "I don't like awkward silence, Pyro," and then he plays some music, and it's Bye 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 by
Yeah,
NSYNC. So I
yeah.
don't know if you guys caught on to that.
I was
But
like,
yeah,
wait, is
that
this
was
a
a great
reference to
opening.
that? I thought that was hilarious.
It had to have been. It had to have been.
Yeah.
That
And
was
now
a
that
cool
now
little Easter
now
egg.
and now NSYNC and Madonna songs charts are going through the roof because those will probably be replayed 24/7. Holy crap!
Just that
Yeah.
opening alone, I've seen it like all over. People are making animations of it. So LegoMe.og, the guy who did the Lego section
Mm.
for the Spider-Verse movie, he recreated that. And then now we also have
I
like
saw.
I see like 2 other stop motion animators in the community recreating that. It's gotten a lot. It's inspired a lot of people, surprisingly.
It's
Yeah.
it's a really good intro. It basically doesn't hold
It
its
was.
punches and be like, "Hey, this shit's gonna have some nuts in it."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bloody and violent too. Like he's straight up killing them. And then I like the part where he took Wolverine's claws out and actually wore them.
Yeah.
And then he like stabbed the one guy like in his nuts and the other guy up his ass by accident. He
Yeah.
couldn't get it out. And then the one guy comes out, he's like, "You sick bastard."
So I want to actually 90 Day Finance 6969 that guy's name wonderful name by the way.
That guy.
This guy. So I want to actually respond. He said as a movie it sucks. As a fan shit it was good. Okay, here's my thing. This movie wasn't just a fan service thing. There was a genuine piece of story behind it, and the big plot that you eventually see with this movie is Deadpool wanting to find a place, a reason to matter, something that he can do. He wants to find a purpose, and that was one of the reasons why at the very beginning of the movie, toward after the beautiful intro, you see him talking to Happy Hogan. He wants to join the Avengers. He said that he needs the Avengers because again, he wants
Yeah.
to do something. He wants to do something good. He's doing it for his I don't know if it was his wife or his girlfriend. I can't remember that. But
Girlfriend. Well, I don't think they were together anymore, actually.
I can't remember.
Didn't they break up or something?
I
Yeah, I
can't
can't
remember.
either.
But he wants to do something for
It
his
wasn't that
girlfriends,
important, I guess.
like for his important lady,
Yeah.
like lady friend, and
Like
so
he wanted to use his powers for the right thing for her,
yeah,
pretty much.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so he wanted to find that, and then you end up seeing this like aspect of him being brought up later in the movie, where a certain individual who's able to read minds, talks about that aspect, and he gets into his motives
Mhm.
and such, and then
I
towards
mean,
the
you
end
could
of the
say it who it is. We said spoilers already.
yeah, we'd said spoilers. What I can't remember their name. It's like a female version of Charles
Cassandra
Xavier.
Nova.
Cassandra
Cassandra
Nova.
Yeah,
Nova.
Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, who was like
Yeah.
Basically the
Professor
twin
X's twin
sister of
sister.
Xavier.
yeah.
Jinx, champ.
Okay.
I said it first. I
So
won.
so champ, you cannot speak for the rest of this podcast. Okay. Okay.
That's
So
how the game is. I didn't know that.
not until
All
Sean
right,
frees
go
you,
ahead.
but essentially
All right, you're good, champ.
okay. He's
All right, go
screaming.
ahead.
No, okay, so you see him, you see basically towards the end of the movie, and this was the whole point why it came back from the first place, was Deadpool mattering when he's with Wolverine and they're doing the thing with the matter and antimatter device, which ends up saving the entire universe. Yes, this
Oh,
is
where
the
they're
end.
like holding hands and the negative and positive energy of it or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, and
Yeah.
because they're both doing it at the same time, and they end up surviving the whole thing. By the way, if you're in the live stream right now, make sure you leave a like and comment if you're here. Would love to interact with more of you
Like.
in the chat.
I like.
If you're in
yeah.
if you've seen the movie, let us know if you bought one of those popcorn buckets and did you do anything naughty to one of the popcorn buckets? I just need to know.
And do you
I
also
don't
happen
Did
to
you
want
get
have those
extra
new?
butter with no popcorn?
And do you also happen to have those Xbox?
Because I tried to get one of
controllers?
those.
Like those with the asses.
Oh
in the
my
back?
god!
I
I
know
tried to
there
get
was,
one of
like,
those
a head
popcorn
pool
buckets
thing
and
too,
they sold
right?
out.
Wasn't
Huh?
there a head pool thing too?
Yeah, there was a head pull popcorn bucket. I tried to get one of
I
those, but
probably
my
would have wanted to
AMC
get
sold
that one.
out. It's
Mhm.
because people
Were
buy
the other
them in
ones
bulk
real
and
with
then
their
resell
mouths
them.
open?
The
Were
only one
those
that's real is the Wolverine one.
Mhm.
with his mouth open?
Yeah,
So they were
That-
real?
yeah,
Oh,
they were
God.
real. Only the Wolverine though. I think the Deadpool
Nah, they
one
had to
was
have
a fake.
had both of them. So continuing with thy movie here. So we get through all that. He finds a Wolverine. And then the main guy, Paradox,
Paradox.
he's like, it doesn't work like that. And yeah, Deadpool broke his nose too, which was funny. So he had like a bandage on his nose the whole
Mhm.
time.
He's
And
looking like
then
T-Ray.
yeah, and then Deadpool's just like running his mouth to him, and then he hits them with their weapons, and he sent them down. What was it called? What was that
Oh,
place?
the
A Mad
the
Max
end of
dimension?
time or whatever. Yeah, the
Yeah,
end of
like
time.
he sent Deadpool and Wolverine to this like dimension where he sends mutants and heroes and villains just to get them out.
Basically, if you never watched Loki, the Loki show, they go
Yeah.
further into depth into that. You know, the TVA, everything like that.
Yeah, and it looks like a Mad Max type world, like an apocalyptic type world.
Mhm.
So we get there, and then we get like our first Wolverine and Deadpool fight because Wolverine's just like pissed off. He's an alcoholic, and he just isn't happy what Deadpool pretty much kidnapped him and brought him with him, and he really didn't want to go with him. And then we do see him like in his suit and everything. But that first fight was actually a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool things in that. I liked how Deadpool. There was one part he was using his guns at first, and then there was a part where he kind of whipped his one sword out, and it comes flying at the screen. Then he
Yeah.
grabs it. I was like, "Oh, that was pretty dope." But like, even the way Wolverine charged at him, he charged at him like an animal. I'm like, "Oh shit!" But that
Yeah.
fight was a lot of fun, and Wolverine was the one that knocked him through like that concrete wall where he goes flying and stuff. But um, yeah, then someone interrupts them and he says, "You guys got to stop fighting." And you kind of recognize whose voice it is. And then he jumps down. And Deadpool's like, "That's a cool superhero landing." And then he has a cloak, like a hood and a cloak on. So if you can't tell by the voice who it is, you're not 100% sure. Then he takes it off, and it's Chris Evans. So it's like, holy shit, it's Captain
It's
America.
Captain America.
And this is what Deadpool's thinking the whole time.
And he's like
And
warning
then
them
all
that
like
there's some people coming.
yeah, and it's
Mhm.
Cassandra Nova's like little crew that gather up people and bring them to her and stuff. So you can see Chris Evans is about to do something, and Deadpool's getting all excited. He's like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it like
He's gonna say
Avengers
Avengers Assemble.
Assemble. And as he's about to say it, he's like, flame up.
He's like,
It's
wait,
the
excuse me,
Human
what?
Torch.
And it's
But
Human
what
Torch
makes it
from Fantastic Four. The first, it's so good. That is such a good
but what
misdirection.
makes
That's
it more
genius.
funny what makes it more funny is he starts shooting his flames at freaking Pyro out of
Pyro of
everybody,
all people.
and he just absorbs all of it. It's like, what is going on? And then who knocked him down? Toad?
No, no one knocked him down. But when
No,
Pyro
he
absorbed all
fell
the
from
fire, he fell down and then
yeah.
he hit the billboard with his nuts.
Yeah, he
And-
fell down really hard though. You're like, oh god.
And then he hits his head on
I
there, bro.
thought
I
he-
thought he died. I thought he was dead there for sure, but he somehow survived and was even able to
Oh,
talk
he
completely
dies
fine.
soon
He
enough.
probably still had his super strength, you know. He just took the flame out of him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Like out of every character, he decides to do it to Pyro.
I
That's
actually, I
Pyro's
really
ability,
wish,
fire.
I really wish we could have seen a little bit more of him from that scene. And, you know, that would have been like, you know,
Yeah.
just to live that moment a little bit more,
It
seeing him as Pyro, just fight someone else and then go to Pyro. That would have been great.
Yeah. It was cool seeing X-Men 2000, the first X-Men Sabretooth
Mhm.
want to fight Wolverine. For some reason, he didn't have his fangs. I didn't
He
really
did.
mind it.
He
but
did when he went full on feral. He saw his
okay,
saber
they
teeth
did.
coming.
You know what?
But it
I
was
thought
weird.
I
It
saw
was a
them,
weird
but I
choice.
wasn't sure. Yeah,
I think that was like a CGI thing later that they added
Yeah.
because they're like, oh crap.
Yeah, and Wolverine just took his head off like that. When what you see in the trailer, that's it. They just go and that's it.
Yeah.
It
And
was
he
like
was
a
like, that was
nice
even part of the
animated
joke. He's like, man,
combat.
and like, so he goes over to Wolverine. He's like, okay, fans have been waiting for this fight for a long time. We got to make sure you look
It's
good.
like
He
hyping it
takes
up.
out the swords from him and the knives and everything. And then it's like, all right, get ready to fight. So then Wolverine
Yeah,
goes in to
from their
slice him. You
battle.
get this anime moment. And he's just looking at him. And Deadpool's like,
Yeah.
why are you looking at me like that? And Sabretooth is just standing there like, and then his head
And
comes
his
off.
head just falls off.
He future trunks his head off, bro.
And then didn't Deadpool think that was like their leader? He's like, "Look here, we have your leaders."
We have your queen. I don't know
Yeah,
what he was referencing though. I don't know
I-
what the movie that was.
I
I
don't
think it
know.
was Furiosa because he even said Furiosa in it. I'm your
okay.
Queen Furiosa because it looked like Mad Max where they were at, like all
Okay. I've
deserty
never
and
seen any of
stuff.
the Mad
Yeah,
Max
yeah.
stuff.
I have your Queen Furiosa. He's so stupid. But
I
so
love
they
it.
end up getting captured. Wolverine and Deadpool end up getting captured with Johnny Storm, Human Torch,
Mhm.
and Human Torch is trying to explain to them as they're like in a cage traveling back to the bad guy's hideout.
And there's a
And he's
specific
explaining
scene that gets cut, which we don't see until later.
what scene?
The after
When
credit
they're
scene.
talking about Cassandra.
The after credit scene. Did you see the after
Oh
credit
man,
scene?
you know what? I kept going through the credits. I don't think I saw it.
You didn't see
All right,
the
you
after
guys will have
credit
to
scene?
tell me. You'll have to tell me soon enough. But what was funny though, when they first met her, she's like, "Oh, I've been trying to catch Human Torch for so long," and then Deadpool just starts. Such an idiot. He just starts saying like, "Oh yeah, he was telling us all about you, and how," and he was just like calling her all these names that Human Torch didn't even say, and he's like, "I didn't even say any of that. So what are you talking about?" And he just kept going and going, and the way she kills Human Torch was so brutal. Deadpool was like, "Oh my god!"
Pulls all of his skin
Well,
off, and then
he just
all the
got
flesh just falls onto the ground. It's like
Ugh.
all the
so
flesh and blood and
overpowered.
everything and bones.
And
But
then
what's funny, you say that,
Wolverine's
Sean.
like,
all
"You
of
got
that
him
stuff
killed."
Deadpool was Okay, he just cut me off in the mid
Sorry,
sentence.
sorry.
Okay.
Good. Good. Yeah.
Internet.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say he should. Sean, that it's funny because if you stayed in the after credits, saw the after credits,
Just
all
say
the
the
thing that
credit.
Deadpool said was true. Johnny actually did say all
It
that.
was true.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired of all of these false allegations of me saying this, me saying that Johnny. Of Johnny did not say that I got him killed. So then there's like a camera above the cage. He replays the footage, and while they're being transported, he said all of that in there.
Because he said a lot of shit that he was saying. I'm like, he didn't say any of that. But it was funny. Wolverine's like, you just got the poor kid killed. He's like, killed? He's like 45 years old. He's not a kid. Oh God, this movie was great. It was just it was such a fun movie from start to finish, and pretty much every Deadpool movie is like that. But pretty much after what happens after that, they escape. Oh yeah, they escape because that thing from Loki, she Cassandra lets it like eat a few people here and there. What is that
Mhm.
thing called? The light
Oh god,
from
what is it
Loki.
called?
Yeah, the cloud monster
Yeah, I
thing.
know what you're
It's like
talking about.
LEIT or something.
And Deadpool's like, oh, it's
Oh
the thing from
man.
Loki season 1, episode 5.
Yeah.
He knew everything about it.
Mhm.
And then but they're trying to escape. Wolverine finds some sort of jetpack and he like breaks it and it shoots off, and Deadpool. What did he do? Stab him to hold on to him?
I don't
Didn't
remember.
he like stab him with his knife? Yeah, because then he pulled out. He's like, ow, yeah, they stabbed me in my ass. Something like that. But yeah, they end up escaping. And then is this where we meet Nice Pool and the
Yeah,
dog? Yeah,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Nice
So then
pool and dog pool.
yeah,
Mhm.
dog pool and nice pool we meet, which is Deadpool without a mask. He's really nice and he has
Mhm.
like really long hair. And then you have the super ugly dog with its tongue hanging out. And it's just licking inside Ryan Reynolds' mouth the whole time. And you're like, that must have not been fun to
I want to see the
to
bloopers of
shoot.
this movie. There's got to be so many good bloopers doing
Oh
it.
yeah, once the Blu-ray and shit comes out.
Yeah.
So he's like so nice to him and it kind of annoys Deadpool, but he he wanted to keep the dog and Wolverine wouldn't let him, but Nice Pool gives them the van. Then they start traveling
Mhm.
because he told them how to get out or something like that. But then Wolverine finds out that Deadpool lied to him. What did he call it again?
The
An
Honda
educated
Civic,
wish?
an educated wish. Yes.
No, he's it's like, "I made an educated wish." He's like, "An educated wish? Did you just say an educated wish?" And this I like better than their first fight because 'cause they're fighting in the van the whole time,
Mhm.
and it was just really choreographed really well. Wolverine
No,
gets
no.
thrown out at one
But
point,
you're forgetting a
jumps back
scene.
in.
You're forgetting a scene like right before that. Wolverine just like completely like slanderizes Deadpool to like a certain extent. He's like, "I'm gonna fight you now,"
Yeah.
and then Wolverine just laughs. And you're gonna fight me? Then boom, gets punched in the face. He's like, "Motherfucker!" Just gets.
Yeah, he made Deadpool, like, shut up for real because
Hmm.
he really went at him in his feels, and you could tell it hurt Deadpool, and
Hmm.
Deadpool's like, "I'm gonna fight you now." And Wolverine started laughing, then he punches him, Wolverine starts bleeding out his nose, and then they just start going at it. But that fight was just so fun. It was out of their fights, I think they only fought twice. That one I liked a lot
Hmm.
because it was just so it's really cool seeing fights, like, take place in tight spaces, like that happened in Unleashed with Jet Li when he was fighting a dude. They were fighting in a bathroom, and they were just, like, throwing elbow it's just cool watching stuff like that, but it was choreographed really well. It was a lot of fun, and then they end up knocking each other out, and then you see someone's boots walk up to the van and then drive away with them knocked out in the car, and you're like, "Who the hell was that?" I kinda knew who it was. I took a guess, and,
Hmm.
we're gonna get into a very heavy spoilers right now because we're gonna talk about a lot of cameos. Oh, we're getting some
Oh,
more.
sweet.
What up, B
Well,
Rivera? What's up?
welcome, Lydia. Hello. How
Lydia?
you doing,
Lida?
Lydia? Yeah.
Oh, Champ Animation. How's it going?
Oh my god.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna be getting into cameo spoiler territory now. So Deadpool wakes up. I think Wolverine was already up, and he finds liquor and starts drinking it.
Hmm.
But then we see Elektra hop in. Well, Deadpool tries to attack her, and she stops him. And then they start talking. We see her. Then we see another really cool cameo. I would have preferred, instead of her, seeing Ben Affleck's Daredevil than her. But then the next cameo, look like you're excited for this one, Star Blast.
Bro,
We get Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
Snipes'
Snipes' Blade. I never thought we'd see him again. I thought he was done for
Yeah,
sure. That was such a
and
huge surprise.
yeah, and they're friends because they did Blade Trinity, and Ryan Reynolds pretty much acted like Deadpool in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he got Wesley Snipes to join in on it. My favorite cameo is we saw Channing Tatum as Gambit, and holy shit, he had the
Channing.
accent down perfectly, and he just looked like a really good Gambit. That is how a live action Gambit should be, and I hope they still go forward with his solo movie
That was the
because he was
thing.
a lot of fun.
That was the thing that I got spoiled on. That's why I was talking about in our Instagram chat, where I was like, someone's gonna be very happy. I'm not gonna say who, but someone's gonna be happy. I was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
I got
you.
spoiled. Yeah,
I kind
I
of
know. I got
figured that he
spoiled with
was
it
gonna
too.
be in the movie because at San Diego Comic-Con he was at the panel. I'm like, why the fuck he?
Wearing the
Oh,
Gambit shirt.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I was like, oh wow, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah. But I was surprised at how good of a Gambit he was. So much better than Taylor Kitsch's BS Gambit. His Gambit, he just talked with a regular Southern accent.
I
Channing
will.
Tatum had that real Louisiana French type accent, and he was speaking French too.
Well, I don't know if I would call it authentic because Deadpool was calling him out like, "Oh, who's your dialect coach?" Because this,
I feel like we're
because there
missing
He's like,
were
I
something
don't
times
even
I did
know
not.
a
here.
word you said.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
there were
that's how
times it
that
was kind of hard to
Louisiana accent
explain.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how that Louisiana accent is, though. There's a lot of people that talk like that down there, and he nailed it. But yeah, a lot of things you're like, wait, what the hell you just say? Deadpool was saying it the whole time. He's like, I didn't understand a goddamn word you just said. Yeah, and like you were saying, he's like, who's your dialect coach? But then you see Wolverine going to drink Gambit's, I guess it's Gambit's liquor, and Wolverine says something like sarcastic to him, and then you see Gambit like flip a card and then it breaks the bottle, which is pretty. It was pretty cool how
And
he
then
did
Wolverine
that.
just grabs another one and keeps drinking. and the
Yeah,
Gambit's like, oh. He just lets him keep doing
and
his
then
thing.
the other, yeah, right. And he was dressed just like Gambit. He had the thing around his head, the coat, the pink armor, and everything. So it was
I
pretty
just
cool
wish
seeing
his
that.
eyes were fully black. You know.
But the thing
Oh
is
yeah, where
that
they go red.
the interesting thing is that he was saying some of us were born here, and this was in reference to the fact that he never got his own solo Gambit movie.
Yeah, his movie was never made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It would be now seeing it. So many people loved his Gambit. I feel like they might actually go forward with it now because he was really. That was probably my favorite part about the movie. I mean, I'm a huge Gambit fan anyway, but the other really dope cameo, which got spoiled, all these cameos got spoiled for me before I saw the movie, is a grown-up X-23, and it's Daphne something. I forgot her last
Daphne
name.
Keane.
She played X-23 in Logan, but she's grown up now. She's like 19 or 20 now. But it was really cool seeing her back. I thought she was so awesome as X-23 when she was younger, and she's still the exact same.
Yeah, and
So
honestly,
those were like all the big
and there was
cameos.
like this joke I think when it comes to like when Deadpool's like, "There's a fourth member. Oh, please let it be Magneto." Magneto's dead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Magneto's dead.
Disney's cheaping out on us now. Come on, this is not the time to do
Yeah.
it.
And then they're trying to figure out how to stop Cassandra. He's like, all right, since Magneto was here, you guys have his helmet, right? They're like, no, she melted it when she killed him. He's like, son of a bitch. Oh man.
Makes you think which Magneto which one would it be? That would it be Ian McKellen or
Yeah, Michael
yeah,
Fassbender.
yeah.
I think I like Michael Fassbender's version better. He's just such a good actor. But with Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, they're both great actors.
Absolutely.
But Ian McKellen's also a great actor too. But Yeah, so this is only about like halfway through the movie too, which was surprising. The movie was what about like 2 hours,
2 hours and
Something
like
like
8
right?
that,
minutes,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
It
so
went
we're
by
only like
quick. It went by
yeah, it
really
did,
quick.
it did. So we're about like halfway through the movie, and Deadpool and Wolverine, mainly Deadpool, are trying to get these four heroes to help join them to stop her, and they're like, we don't want to. Every time someone does, they die, and then they named off the Daredevil. Who else did they name? Those two other people.
Champ, did this hold on before Champ did this movie have a 3-act structure? I almost feel like it had a 4-act structure now thinking about it.
If anything, it feels like it has a 2-act structure. Because to be honest, I will say this: that this movie is definitely the weakest out of the trilogy. I just feel like with the plot, there wasn't not much really going on other than
Yeah.
Deadpool's world is dying. He's trying to get back there. Has Wolverine that needs to save it somehow, and that's pretty
I
much it.
disagree. No,
I mean, yeah,
this was like at the very least like I know that the first one might have been better from like a writing standpoint, but I love this movie way more than 2. I think it's better. It has more heart than people
really,
say. Yeah, this is how this
I think I
for
loved it more than one.
yeah. No,
really,
I'm gonna say it's my
that might
personal
be
favorite.
that might be a cap.
Here's my thing. It's my personal
No,
favorite of the 3 movies, but if I'm being objective, I might put 1 over this one, and then 2 is on the very bottom. But like,
I think
Really,
two's my
yes.
favorite. I really
after
like
You're
two.
rewatching 2, yeah, it's still enjoyable and maybe not as strong as 1, but I don't know. I would go in order 1, 2, and 3.
Nah, I love this one more than 1. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because it's just like it's been a while since I've last seen the Deadpool movie, but it's like this one just it has a
Yeah,
lot of it
and
did
it's
so
part of
much
the
right.
MCU now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
I'm
said,
not
this
saying
was
3 is bad, but I'm just saying as when it comes to
the
character,
Deadpool
uh,
movies. They
yeah, the
better keep
character.
making Deadpool movies too, because Ryan Reynolds said he isn't like sure if they're going to continue make a fourth one. They better. God damn
Hmm.
it. But yeah, so now this movie, now we're gonna get like their little Avengers scene because they're able to talk them into helping them fight Cassandra and take her down because they figured out a way. They got to get Juggernaut's helmet because that helmet prevents her from using her power.
Hmm.
So that's what they're trying to do now. So then they roll up in the car. You see Blade come out with like the rocket launcher to blow up Ant-Man's hands, the dead
Hmm.
Ant-Man's hands, so they can get
Oh, he
through.
got that from Punisher. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
remember.
Punisher
Yeah,
is another. Yeah, that
yeah.
was another one she
But they
killed.
didn't specify
Punisher,
which
the Daredevil,
one.
and
They was
Thanos.
like Thomas Jane because he's always been my
That's
favorite.
what Deadpool was saying. He's like, which one was it? There were so many. There's 3 of them. So yeah, so it's so stupid. So yeah, they pull up and then they all get out of the car in like slow motion with with a song playing. But then Wolverine's not there, and then you see him pop out the trunk. It's like, what the hell's
Yeah.
going on?
And so they have this big
Then we
old
get like
battle
a
and such, and then what's his name?
yeah,
Cassandra's
yeah.
going
Well,
into.
guys, you missed a very important scene between the cameos and the team up. X-23 talks to Logan, and we get details why he's known as
Yeah.
the worst Wolverine.
Hmm.
So apparently, this Wolverine was not a team player, and he abandoned his
Just more of an
team.
alcoholic. Yeah.
Yeah, and when the team needed him most, they died somehow from humans that were hunting down mutants. I'm not sure which group. It
Yeah,
could have
like
been any.
he went
It
out
could have been any of
drinking.
the. Yeah,
Yeah, he went out drinking, and when he got back, they were all dead, and he, like, blames himself pretty much.
yeah. So
But he kept saying, like, "I'm not the right guy," and then X-23's like, "You never were," like, in a
Hmm.
good way. Like, she's saying meaning you always were the right guy.
Hmm.
yeah,
So she's trying to give him, like, a little prep talk that kinda helped him out a little bit. But, yeah, they give everybody their own little spots. We see Elektra do a few things. You see Blade do his badass shit, and he has, like, a little machete instead of a sword, but then you get that cool part where someone's to the left, he just pulls out his gun like in the movies and shoots him.
hmm
Hmm.
Then we get, like, Gambit's little thing. It was cool seeing how he used, like, his bow staff and his cards and shit, and then,
I
we
did
get,
like the
like
joke that Blade says, there's only one of me," and Deadpool just looks at the camera like, "You sure about that?" I mean, that might be true, to be honest, because we don't
As
know
of
where
now,
that Blade
still.
movie's going. We don't know where that's
Yeah,
going.
Hmm.
So
yeah. Hopefully, Marshall Ali doesn't leave because he's
I
probably getting,
mean,
like,
I mean, I
frustrated.
I mean, I don't mind if Wesley Snipes came in. Just saying. If
Mhm.
we wanted to, just saying.
Yeah, he like
Mhm.
doesn't age. He doesn't age.
He's like, hey, bro, it's that
Um,
vampire
that-
blood in him. That's preventing him from
yeah,
aging.
right.
He got that vampire blood in him.
Daywalker, Daywalker. Then we get like a standoff between X-23 and Juggernaut, and then you see her before she goes to fight. She puts on those sunglasses. She's
Mhm.
fighting him with them on, but it was so cool. He like charged at her, and she slid under him, and I guess sliced pretty much almost clean through both of his ankles.
Yeah.
It chopped like his feet off, and he fell down. And then you could tell she went and chopped his head off, and then
Yeah,
she
that's the
grabbed the helmet.
weakest Juggernaut I've ever seen. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and a lot of these villains, like the actor Ray Park, wasn't Toad. Vincent, I forgot who played Juggernaut in Last Stand, but that guy wasn't
Yeah.
him. They even had the Russian dude that fought
Yeah, the
Thomas Jane's
Russian from Thomas
Punisher.
Jane. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it wasn't Kevin Nash. It was some other dude. Like a lot of them were just different
I think
people
they also had the
as these
Blob there
characters.
too. I think Blob was there, like in the Watchtower. I think that
Yeah,
was
there was like
Blob.
Psylocke was there.
Yeah, Psylocke.
The Spike dude or chick was
Oh, the
there.
Spike dude from
Mhm.
Last Stand was there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a different actor. It was a
But it
woman
was
this
all
time,
like
I
the
think.
early Fox characters. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't. If people are wondering, it wasn't like the original actors playing them. It was different people, but it
Mhm.
was supposed to be maybe the different versions of those characters, pretty much.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the only originals was Tyler Mane's Sabretooth, and then the dude who played Pyro from the original X-Men movies. But X-23's like Wolverine and Deadpool are trying to fight Cassandra, and Cassandra got in Wolverine's head. She like threw Deadpool to the side.
Mhm.
But she's like all in his head, and it looks like she's kind of messing with him. She's trying to like lure him to join her in a way. And then at some point, Wolverine's like, gotcha, bitch. Then Deadpool Deadpool throws the helmet over her, so then her powers get depleted. She can't use her powers now because the helmet's blocking it. So now they got her like under control. And Deadpool kept saying, like, all right, if you let us go and we take this off, you're not gonna kill us, right? She's like, no, I'm gonna murder you both. And he's like, why are you like this?
She's
She
like, I
just kept
don't know.
saying that
It was
But
I mean,
then
Cassandra is a little bit of a nut because
no kidding.
Yeah.
I do believe in the comics. On what was it, Genosha, where the mutants are. The whole like, if you guys remember from our '97 review with Danny, how that whole like termination thing that in the comics, I think she was the one that killed the mutants on Genosha.
probably.
She was she was the cause of that. So
Yeah, she's a
she's just like
psychopath.
she's a she's a psychopath. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, so Wolverine like is finally able to get through to her, and because he starts talking about Professor X Charles, and I guess it starts hitting her in the feels, and then she's like, "Fine, I won't kill you guys." And Wolverine tells Deadpool, take the helmet off," and then I think after he did it, he's like, "Don't melt me," because she looked at him like she was gonna kill him, like how she killed Human Torch. I mean, obviously she didn't, but so that's what I'm wondering too.
I'm actually
Is-
I'm wondering something else as well. So it was like, so Cassandra Miller, so she uses the doctor. So basically they get her to actually comply. I forgot how. But then she has like
yeah,
the special thing to like open up the a portal, like what Doctor Strange did. Like she killed another version of
she
Doctor
got it from
Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so she opens it up and it takes them, out of the void, which I didn't know that the thing could cross to different parts of time. So that was new. Actually, yeah, can the
What
since when did
Doctor Strange
yeah, hold on a second. So
portal?
yeah, that led to, so they're in the end of time right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically using the portal, they went back into the present.
Yeah, this is where like I think the third act gets a little messy because I'm just like, wait, how did it?
Yeah, that
'Cause
doesn't
I
make
don't think that's
sense.
supposed to do that. Yeah.
Unless it's okay, you know what? Maybe it's just, you know what it is? It's another version of Doctor Strange. Is maybe his thing was special. It was that
Yeah,
particular
that's what
one.
I'm thinking.
That's you know what. That's probably it.
Yeah,
We'll just leave it at that.
because it just brought them back to where Paradox was and stuff, to Deadpool's universe.
Yeah.
It's not like he went to a different universe. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's still this whole and this other shit I forgot about that we'll get into shortly.
So
I forgot
Cassandra
about this.
lets them go through. The void thing almost eats them. Champ leaves the voice
Yeah,
button.
that's what you see in the trailer when they're both jumping through the portal.
hmm And then
Yeah, that's what you see in the trailer.
and then Cassandra comes back and like, this man put a bullet in me. I want to know why. And so they end up
Paradox, yeah, Paradox.
she ends up like, blackmailing Paradox.
Oh, yeah, she does some weird shit we
The-
forgot to talk about.
the
She, like,
thing with the
sticks her
hand.
hand in through you. Yeah, her fingers are, like, all in front of you. It's so weird. She could, like, phase her
She
hand
dragged Paradox
in
by
your
the
head.
brain, dude. And it was like, all right,
Pretty
you're gonna help
much,
me.
yeah.
You're gonna help me access the, every single timeline imaginable, so I can just destroy them and leave
Yeah.
the void.
To
And
me, she's so much more powerful than Charles Xavier. Way more powerful
she's
than him.
insanely strong. Like I feel like they had to nerf. They had to put her into a state of vulnerability in order to actually be able to beat her. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
Like that was the only way
Yeah.
they can win. But essentially,
Yeah.
before all that happened, she says, I brought a bunch of friends, and it is like over 100 Deadpools. But
All
first
different
the Deadpool
versions.
comes in.
Lady Deadpool. Yeah.
The first Deadpool pops through the portal. He's like, "Oh my god, yes!"
Yeah, Nice Pool.
And
Yeah,
Nice
Nice
Pool comes in.
Pool's
He's
with
like,
Wolverine and Deadpool, yeah.
he says hi, and then Deadpool's like, "Fuck." Okay, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, because he thought he was getting the dog back again.
and then he totally plans a way of which like a Nice Pool would just die because apparently he can't regenerate, and so they just like he's using him as a shield. And then all the Deadpools are just shooting at him. So then he takes them out in the line of fire.
Yeah.
They're all shooting at him. Tell me, like, oh, my legs are getting like soft. Just give me a second. And he just keeps on getting shot. He's like, tell me you're gonna live. Tell me you're gonna live. Tell me you're gonna live. And he's like, I'm gonna live. And then his head just blows right off. The guts all over Deadpool's mask.
And then Wolverine's like, you got another one killed. Yeah, but all the Deadpools were pretty cool. Yeah, you had Lady Deadpool, there was Headpool, there was like Kid Pool, Pirate Pool. There was
Cowboy
pretty much
Pool.
every version of Deadpool. Yeah, every version
I
of
was expecting
Deadpool
to
you
see
probably
Gwenpool.
seen in the comics.
I was surprised we didn't see Gwenpool at all. Like that seemed to be like that's
I mean, she's not technically Deadpool.
I guess so.
These were all different versions of Deadpool. She was like her own thing.
Yeah.
She wasn't
Yeah.
like technically a Deadpool, yeah.
But then there's like this funny
pretty
moment
much
where
every version
Wolverine
of Deadpool was
he
there.
holds the dog out, and then like the skull pull just like hold your fire, and he's just
And everybody
looking at him
stopped
and
shooting.
walking while holding the dog because they're not going to shoot the dog. That every one of them cares for the dog.
Yeah.
And
I will
Yeah.
say that it did feel a little off having the Deadpool core just show up out of nowhere. I mean, yeah, they were mentioned before,
Yeah.
but I thought I'm like, wait, why are they working for Cassandra again? Like, I
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nice Pool kept saying, like, you don't want to run into them. They're the worst of the worst.
Yeah, so it's like I like that was one of the moments where I was like, okay, this was in there because for fan service. Like I still enjoyed it, but I was just like, I guess it's just not. You needed, I guess, people to fight. I guess so. I wish it could have been
and
done
that
a little bit
scene
better.
that scene was really cool. Watching Wolverine and Deadpool team up to fight them all. That was probably one of my more favorite fight scenes,
this
along
movie
with
was a
when they
dramedy.
fought the band.
So
Yeah, I mean Deadpool's comedy action.
yeah, which I like the fact that you get this really fun scene where Deadpool and Wolverine are killing them. But my one critique with it is that it was very difficult to separate, our Deadpool from the rest of the other Deadpools that they were fighting. It was like, wait, which one's the actual one again? Which one's our
Yeah, like
main
when they were
Deadpool
on the
again?
bus, I lost him. Before that, I was following with him because he was like going with Wolverine. But when they went on the bus, I lost our Deadpool almost just following Wolverine.
Well, at
But then
that
when they
point, it
both
was it
jumped
made
out,
sense because like you see the blood splattering everywhere and covering the windows.
yeah, yeah. But when they both jumped out, that was such a cool slow motion scene of them just looking badass. Then
Mhm.
Wolverine lands and Deadpool falls. I'm like this guy.
Like I
Yeah.
noticed, like when he has like the full mask on, which was awesome.
Mhm.
That
Oh
I
yeah,
noticed,
that's right.
like
That's when he put it on. Yeah,
that he
right
even
before they
acts
went
like
to fight him.
he even feels like he's like more Wolverine than the earlier Foxman because he's doing that thing where he's like crouched down and he's like, he's
Yeah,
looking and
yeah.
stuff like that. I'm like,
And
dude,
even
the way
Deadpool was like, "Do you only save this for special occasions?" And he was like, "Yeah, for murder, for murder." But the mask looked great, and I feel like 20th Century Fox was always scared it would look stupid, and it didn't. It looked really good.
we almost got it in the Wolverine, but it was in the
Yeah.
deleted scene. And I think that the suit that they were going to use was the brown and yellow suit, was the one that we
Mm,
saw with the Hulk universe, where you
probably,
saw him in
yeah,
that
yeah,
brown and yellow suit. I'm like,
yep.
oh, is that the suit they were going to probably use? It's cool that we got to see him in that finally.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a lot of yeah, lots of fan service, a lot of Wolverine fan service. Just it is a really fun movie. You know, it's something you're not supposed to take too seriously. It's a Deadpool movie, but it was a lot of fun from start to finish. And like what Champ was saying, it flew by really quickly. Now, this, where we're at talking about it, this is very close to the end of the movie. This was like the last main big fight.
Yeah.
But after they killed all the Deadpools and then they jump out the back of the bus, they all start like regenerating. And Deadpool's like, "Damn it! I didn't realize. I guess these ones can regenerate like me." And they kind of look like zombies as they were regenerating, and then they get surrounded, and you're like, "All right, round two." And then a random Deadpool pulls up on a bike, and it's freaking Peter,
It's
Deadpool's
Peter.
friend.
And they're like, "Oh my God, it's Peter!" And they're all just bring out Peter. Peter's the man. Oh, I love Peter. I love them
We all
united.
have a Peter in our universe. Fucking
And so they're all
great.
just gathering around Peter, like, "Yeah, Peter." It
So
was.
then they end up leaving Deadpool and Wolverine alone just because of goddamn
They just
Peter.
want to go hang out with Peter.
Yeah.
It's so
Peter had a
stupid.
few parts in it that we kind of skipped over, but Deadpool working out as a car salesman
Mhm.
with him.
We don't need it. That's
That's
the
just,
details. We're not gonna go over this entire
yeah.
movie. It's not a. It's a review, not a synopsis. Even though we're treating it like a synopsis at this point.
Oh
But
yeah, good old Peter.
good old Peter. So yeah, at a certain point, finally they get to Paradox, and then they're saying, all right, how do we stop her? And Wolverine's got him like pinned with his claws. They're like, okay, tell us how we're gonna stop her. So then he tells them how we're gonna stop her. They basically have to like um they have to bring the matter parts and antimatter parts together and like absorb them within their body and such to prevent all
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
timelines from getting erased. And so um so it looks like Wolverine's gonna be the one to make the sacrifice. And Mike thinking, man, they're,
Mm,
they're gonna kill him off. They're gonna kill him off right here. And I was convinced that they were gonna go that
yeah.
direction because like, all right,
They're
it's gonna be
gonna
the
kill
last
him off
hurrah.
again.
They're gonna kill him off
That's what I
again.
thought. I thought they were gonna kill him off too.
And then Deadpool just like
But
beats him and then
Deadpool,
closes the door on him. And it's like, wait, what are
yeah,
you doing?
yeah.
And it works so well because it's just
And
like
then I
he's
thought
It
just
he
was
was gonna
cool.
die. I was like, oh.
What was cool though is Wolverine kept charging at the door, and you could see he is like denting it because he's trying to get in there to help Deadpool
Mhm.
because they had to grab like both sides or something and have them connect or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, sides
And
of the machine.
Deadpool's having trouble. He grabbed the one side, but he's having trouble grabbing onto the other side. And as you know how movies are, down to the final moment before it's too late, all of a sudden Wolverine grabs his hand and grabs the other end of it, and then
Using his claws.
Oh,
they
he
just
sticks his
start
claws
getting
in it.
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
stabs it
yeah,
with his
yeah, that's right,
claws.
Wolverine jabbed his claws into it, and then, yeah, you could see, like, Deadpool's or Cassandra was trying to erase all the universes, and she was so close to doing it, but since they did that, it started going back up,
Mhm.
and, what did it kill her?
Yeah, I killed her.
Yes, I did. So basically,
Okay.
like for those still watching, like the paradox, it was like I guess he was like one of the agents at the TVA that was kind of rebelling against the new, leadership.
Yeah.
So he was doing his own thing. He wanted to eliminate worlds that he felt like, went off the secret timeline. So he has this MacGuffin, the good old MacGuffin, the end of the world MacGuffin. And I bet, and apparently Cassandra's like, "Hey, you went back on our deal. I thought, you weren't just gonna leave me here forever." So yeah, that's why she did the whole, little finger mind thing, tickle the brain, and she wanted to destroy the world herself because apparently she's nuts. So yeah,
Besides her world, yeah.
honestly, I feel like Cassandra was the weakest villain in this movie. I don't know. It's just like she's just evil because she is. I don't know how she
Yeah.
is in the comics, but it's just like,
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
you
I
have a
didn't really care
problem
for
with her because she's a woman. Nah.
All
I
right,
mean,
calm
she
down.
was really strong, but they were figuring out ways, to be able to beat her and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she was super powerful. Like what I was saying, she's a lot stronger than Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
Way
Mhm.
stronger.
I
You could do a
disagree.
lot more
I don't
damage.
think that she was like I felt like she was actually like a strong villain, especially from just from the way that she just instantly annihilated like Human Torch.
Human Torch.
Like that the stakes were just high. Like for
Yeah.
that in general really I think made me like feel nervous because like for the cast.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think like she would like. I didn't think she was not a threat, but like what I'm saying is like I didn't grow attached to her as a character. That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
like her
Oh
motives.
yeah, I didn't either.
Her motives were like I mean
Her
I understood
motives
her
didn't
motives.
make much sense.
I think it makes okay. I think to me it does make sense. I'm not saying like you have to like them, but to me they make sense. So she got so attached to the void, her being the one in position of power, that was like her home. She just wanted to continue to live in a way like which that remains. Because as long
Yeah.
as the other
Yeah,
timelines exist, like the ability for someone else to take over her
She's not the
spot within
top
the
dog,
void,
yeah.
would still live. So she wanted to continue to have that to remain in a position of power.
correct.
Yeah. And so
Yes.
like I mean I
Well,
don't relate to
I
it, but I understand that that was the whole purpose of it.
yeah, she wasn't like a Thanos or
Yeah,
anything.
she's
No,
not a
not at
relatable
all.
Oh no,
villain.
and I
And
wasn't
usually
expecting
it,
her. I wasn't expecting her to be a
usually the
Thanos, but a little bit. But she did show like I guess a little bit of sympathy when she wanted Charles to find her.
yeah.
Even though she
Oh
showed
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
there was this whole
Like
thing
when
like how
Wolverine
she
was talking to her and got
yeah
to her. Yeah.
like she never had a Charles, and like I guess she wanted to find her. Even though didn't she have a comment that she strangled him in the wound or something like that? Like I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
just
no,
like
she
the
did say
character's
that.
like a little flip floppy. I didn't understand like the motives for
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
She's just insane.
All the Deadpool villains I never really cared for. The only cool one was Juggernaut in 2, really, but he was only like a small part in it and wasn't really like the main villain.
That dude.
Yeah, like part 2 didn't really have a main villain. It was
It was
kind of like
more on
the kid in a way.
stopping the
The kid.
kid from
Yeah,
becoming,
yeah.
which I enjoyed. And
It
they
was a
didn't need like a
combination
Yeah.
of Juggernaut
big.
and Deadpool. I'm sorry, not Deadpool, Cable.
Well,
Like
Deadpool
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of his own villain too in that movie because he's like blaming himself for what happened, and he just wants to
Mm,
die. He's trying to kill
Mhm.
himself. He hates himself in that movie.
but he can't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought him and Wolverine died at the end after that whole thing. And it was cool that they didn't, because then Paradox was trying to lie, saying something happened. He was trying to fix it, and then they popped up, and Deadpool pretty much snitched him out to like the leader of what are they called, TVA or
TVA,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah, and then he got busted. So
Same
yeah,
person we saw from Loki.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
runs the that one lady. She now runs the TVA.
Mhm.
She's
yeah,
like
yeah.
now leader
So
of
I
it.
mean, yeah, and that's pretty much the entire movie. Well, a nice chunk of it, but like we were saying, it's a lot of fun, lots of fan service.
It was. But
You
I
see the
don't
messages?
but I don't think that it was
Messages? Ish?
no, I didn't see them. Let me see here.
Look in Discord. Because I told Danny to join us. He's like, right now. And we're like at the end of it. I don't know. I mean, he can join in. I mean, people will probably want to hear his thoughts on it.
Nah, we probably should end the stream. It's been an hour. I might actually have to bounce in a bit.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Wendy's.
Yeah.
So I'm getting
All right.
hungry.
Well, hey, if you're watching this after the
You might
live
have
stream,
to
thank you
change
so
it.
much for watching. Let us know what you guys think of this movie down in the comment section down below. And to all the people who are watching this live, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
It was very fun stream. Any final
Yeah.
thoughts before we wrap this up? I mean, I love this movie. I mean, the fan
What would
service.
you rate it?
I would rate it. I
You
would.
said it's overrated.
No, what would you
No,
rate
he
it?
said, "What would I rate it?" I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really like this movie. I'd probably give, in terms of writing, you know, the first Deadpool movie, that's like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10
Mhm.
per film. But like this one, this, you know what? Yeah, first Deadpool movie's 10 out of 10. This one I'm giving an 8. The the second Deadpool movie, I would probably give like a 7, like 7.5 or something like that. This one's an easy 8 for me. 8.5. So we're gonna leave it off like that. I'm not gonna say it's an A, but I like the fact that, you know, they know how to do fan service right. It was just like it was just like the way that they incorporated the other Spider-Man from No Way Home, in which it wasn't just fan service. All the
Mhm.
characters served a purpose to the story, and it was a nice farewell
Yeah.
to the Fox
Yeah.
universe.
I'd probably give it, yeah. I'd probably give it like an 8.2, 8.1 or something out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it an 8. Like I still think the first one's still my favorite Deadpool out of the trilogy. Don't get me wrong. I just for me personally, I feel like some of I think the pacing went a little bit too quick, and the plot wasn't the strongest. And I'm at the point where I'm
Yeah.
just done with the multiverse shit. I'm just
Yeah.
I want to
That
just
goes to my
focus
other favorite
on.
line in this movie. Is like Deadpool's talking to all the other Deadpools, and he's saying, "Guys, the multiverse shit is getting out of hand. The gays knew it. We should have listened. Wizard of Oz did it best. We're never." I'm done.
I forgot about that.
They, that was
Yeah, he
paralysis.
calls it out. He's like, we missed our mark. We missed our opportunity a long time ago.
There's even a line in this
Yeah.
movie where he acknowledges the woke media. He's like, "We don't want to trigger them, guys."
Yeah.
I love
You
this. I
gotta love
love
Deadpool.
Deadpool, bro. It's so good.
It's
I
still
just hope
it's still a fun, entertaining movie, and you know I gotta laugh out of it. And of course,
Mhm.
I'll watch it again when it in theaters or when it
Yeah.
comes out. So
I just hope they don't end it with this. I really want Deadpool to continue because they're different comic movies. Deadpool's just such an odd, different character, brings a lot of comedy, fourth wall breaking, really doesn't give a shit what he says.
I
You know
would
what I mean?
almost say like if you want more Deadpool movies, yes. But as for Wolverine, I would think this should be his last swan song because it pays
It
a
won't
lot of
be.
it pays a lot of tribute to not just the Fox
Remember,
Wolverine, but to the comics as well and everything. So
I think
remember,
I like that
Deadpool kept
they
teasing
left it.
him and telling him he's gonna play him till he's 90. He did it like 3 times.
It was a
He's like,
joke.
till you're
I mean,
90.
we don't actually know that. That could be a joke, but I do
I
see.
don't
I
know.
like that
Yeah.
they. Well, hold on. This is what they did. If this is the end for him, it's fine. But I know that they basically at the end of this left the doors open
basically
to
left
see
a
him
little
again.
bit of room.
Yeah, they left a little bit of room for us to be able
Yeah.
to, to see him again.
Aren't they working on a Wolverine versus Hulk movie with Hugh Jackman?
I've never heard of such.
I
thing.
haven't heard of anything. Is this Facebook, bro? Is that where you heard it from?
I don't know where I heard it.
Okay. Well,
I could have sworn Kevin
no. They
Feige said it.
he did.
If he did, he would have announced it at San Diego and it would have been all over.
We haven't
social
heard
media.
anything.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
All right.
Like Hugh
Anyways,
Jackman said he would continue playing him if he's in the MCU, which he technically is now. But I would like to see a new Wolverine once they restart X-Men.
I am liking the fact, since they're taking these characters, we have a little bit. I feel like since they talked about the anchor beings, we have a little bit more of a lead
Yep.
and a sense of direction as to where they're gonna end up going with the MCU. Right now, I feel like the biggest issue with like this point in the series is that they've been going all off. They haven't had any direction. They don't know what they're doing. This is a step in the right direction, but they really got to keep the momentum going for the next movies from this point forward. You know,
We'll
So
have to see.
and
'Cause
maybe
it seems like they're having good shit come out, crap come out, good shit come out, crap come out. Like the villain from WandaVision. Like, who wants a series of her?
yeah, Agatha. You know,
Where's
Why?
Agatha? Oh Lord.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Who the
absolutely.
hell asked for that?
Maybe we'll end up finding out why Thor was crying when holding Deadpool in his arms.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. He's like, "Is that Thor? Why am I crying?"
Why
He
are you
kept bringing that up.
crying?
PPA. Yeah, there's still a bunch of shit we didn't really cover, but yeah, we keep thinking of it as we're ending the live.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
let's wrap it up before we keep thinking of more
Alrighty, guys.
stuff.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the comment section. Till then,
Till then,
take it easy,
till
guys.
then, what
Bye
the hell are
bye
you doing, Ken?
bye bye
Bye
bye.
bye bye bye.